All right. Well, welcome in, everyone. I am so happy all of you guys decided to join us here tonight. We have a special guest. Her name is Miss Amy Lee Westervelt. She is an intuitive business coach who specializes in supporting passion-driven entrepreneurs to design and build their dream lives and businesses. She's helped over 10,000 direct sellers and business owners step into their power and rewrite their reality while manifesting massive abundance. And yes, I think you're hearing a toilet in the background. Great, great. Sorry about that. Amy, Amy Lee has been my coach throughout my whole leadership journey and my current business. She truly has helped me evolve from a mindset from being a victim to a victor, and then ultimately being a total boss. Success in your home life and your business all starts with accountability of yourself. And that is why we brought Amy Lee to the table. So, Amy Lee, go ahead and take it away.
Michelle, thank you so much for that incredible introduction. Sometimes you get so far removed from the work that you do and the way that it impacts people that hearing that just kind of makes a really big difference. And I just want to say that when Michelle and I were brainstorming what we wanted to bring to you, right? Because there's so many different things we can talk about when it comes to this stuff. We can talk about mindset, we can talk about money. Michelle's an incredible person to talk about money mindset, by the way. Now she is. She's phenomenal at it. But what we realized was that there was a lot of disempowerment that was making its way, not just in particularly in this MLM, but in MLM sales in general, really in entrepreneurship at large, with things that were going on with the economy and the way that things were shaking out in companies and people were, closing their doors and things like that. There tended to be this scared energy, this lack of momentum, because it's like, well, why am I going to do this if it's all just going to fold? Like if this is going to happen someday, then like, why do I even bother? So we knew that we had to remind people who TF they were, for lack of a better word. We don't want to get in trouble with YouTube. But it's really important that people understand just how much power they have. And so because of that, we decided to do this training on something that is near and dear to my heart. And some of you I see in the audience here have worked with me in groups and things like that. So you will not be any stranger to this topic, which is radical responsibility. So let me share my slides here and get over to present. Present. Thank you. Perfect. Okay. Radical responsibility. Owning your power to thrive in direct sales. I'm going to tell you guys a little bit about my direct sales journey. And full disclosure, results are not typical. But you know what? I'm not typical. And I didn't want to have typical results. So that's why I had the incredible story that I have. But one of the things that I really love about direct sales that you just don't have anywhere else, there is no limit to what you can create and what you can earn. There just isn't. There's no limit. There is always an opportunity for you to meet new people, for you to connect on different levels, for you to get new teammates from one day to the next. It is the only industry that is like that, right? Like if you look at working in a salary job, right? Like you make your salary and that's it. Maybe you have bonuses, but there's a cap on it. Or you also have to trade your time for money. So, like, even in coaching, right? I can only sell so much of my time. And after a while, there's no more time. So I either have to charge more for the time I have, or I've got to find a way to make more time. But for you guys in direct sales, you have a unique opportunity where you have the ability to make money hand over fist whenever you want. Okay. So I just wanted to point that out first, but a little bit about me and my story. So I am a mom of five, one of which has special needs. And people have been asking the last couple of times I've done these trainings, what do I mean by special needs? I don't mean just autism. I mean, my son was born with a genetic disorder. He doesn't walk, he doesn't talk. He's 5 years old. He's still in a diaper. We adore him, but it's definitely been a challenge. And I homeschool while running my multi-six-figure business. So I built a network marketing team of over 10,000 people, as Michelle said before, and made over $1.7 million in revenue in 3 years while living in Alaska. And not just Alaska, y'all. In negative 60 degree, where you pour water in the air and it evaporates Alaska. That is where I lived when I made this money. Okay. I didn't do in-home parties. I didn't do any of that stuff. Everything that I did, I mean, I did a couple of them, but most of the stuff that I did was online. And I've helped thousands of direct sellers create their dream businesses through radical responsibility. That
And
is
I
my, yes.
can I just interrupt? I just want to call out that was prior to the pandemic, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so this was not pandemic time. This was before. This was when retail sales, direct sales were on like a regular schedule. I want to bring that up because I think that there was such an uptick in sales with MLMs during that time frame. So,
Oh, yeah. No, when I was working in MLM, there was no such thing as Facebook Live yet. We were still on Periscope. We didn't have Facebook Live, and I only worked online, and I was one of the first sellers to sell online because we just weren't set up that way. We were very much an in-home business, and I was like, no, the heck we aren't. Oh, here comes coffee. Thank you, my love.
You're
I
welcome.
appreciate you. You guys are like coffee at 8 p.m. When you live my life, yes. So basically, what happened was we got stationed in Alaska. My husband came home one day and said, I have bad news, or I have news. And I'm like, okay, what is it? He's like, well, we're going to Alaska. I was like, oh, cool. Like the one that Oprah did the whole, like, Real Housewives of Alaska military thing. No, the other one, Fairbanks, where it's negative 65 degrees. Yeah, but it's okay. I'm going to fix it. Spoiler alert, he did not fix it. And we ended up in Alaska. And I had two small children. It was about, I mean, it snows in Alaska, but never mind the snow. It is cold. It is so cold. You have to plug your car in overnight or your car will be dead in the morning. You can't touch the carts at the shopping place because your hands will stick to them. Like that's how cold we're talking, okay? With little tiny babies. And I found out that my husband was going to be getting stationed in South Korea for a year. So we just moved there. I have two little babies, and I find out I have one on the way. And he's like, yeah, I'm going to be gone for a year. I'm like, no, you're not. I was like, I don't want this life. I do not want a life where you, my best friend, and I are away from each other all the time. We've got to change this. And he said, then you need to figure out, and I'll never forget, because it wasn't much. It was a lot then. It's not going to sound like a lot now. You need to figure out how to make $4,000 a month. When I tell you I had no idea how I was going to do that, I had absolutely no idea how I was going to do that. I had never seen $4,000, but I knew that I was not available for a life where I saw my husband a couple of times a year. He was my best friend. I didn't get married to him until I was 29 years old. We're celebrating our 13th wedding anniversary on Monday. I was not about that life where I wasn't going to spend time with him. So what did I do? I took radical responsibility. I made it my business that come hell or high water, I was going to get him out of the military and we were going to have the life that we desired. And it was through this radical responsibility that I was able to have a team of over 10,000 people, 60 of which were directs. I'm proud to say, and I don't judge anyone who does it differently, that I built my entire team without recruiting or cold messaging. So I didn't have to message anybody or ask anybody. I didn't do any of those things. There's nothing wrong with you if you like to do those things. I didn't. I built up an attraction marketing strategy that those people came to me. And by the way, guys, the investment to get into my MLM, this is going to blow your mind, was $5,000. $5,000 cash is what it took to get into my MLM. And I had 60 people say yes. without cold messaging, without recruiting. And I don't say that to sound like, look at me, I'm so great. I say that because I had a why that was so powerful that I was not willing to live a life where I was going to spend it away from my husband all the time. I made up my mind and I made it happen. Oh, I have a question. Hold on. I think it's for me. Hold on one second. Yeah, it is insane. It was insane. So I'm not coming to you wagging my finger saying you need to take more responsibility, and I've never done it myself. When I say my back was to the wall, my back was to the wall. I didn't have anything else. If I didn't do this, we would have been there forever. He would have still been there. Who knows how many times he would have deployed since then. Incidentally, 18 months later, my husband was able to resign, okay, not retire, they're different, from his military commission because I was making over 6 figures a month. And he got out of his army, what do you call it, position, because the military was like, well, we've got nothing to hold you here. And so they let him go. And it was because I made up my mind that that was going to happen. So enough about my story. Let's dig in a little more to what this idea of radical responsibility is. Okay. Radical responsibility is not about blame. Okay. It's about ownership. It's how you move from feeling stuck to thriving, even in challenging circumstances. So, what this is about is recognizing where the power is to make this shift. It's not about you being wrong or it's your fault. Get the word fault out of there for yourself. Okay. An example that I made up of this that I think is kind of a good analogy. Let's say that you're a farmer and you have a really, really terrible year. There's a tornado and it tears up all the ground, and you're really sick, and your child needs to go to the emergency room, and all these horrible things happen. You're like Job, right? At the end of the day, it's not your fault that all those bad things happened, but you're the one who doesn't have any food to eat, right? It doesn't matter. It's not personal, but the problem is still there. Not being at fault doesn't negate the fact that there's a problem. Okay. So there's a difference between being at fault and being responsible. When you make yourself the source of power, you are then in a position to respond. When you take yourself out of power and make the power out there, now you're depending on something else in order to respond. We're going to go into that in fine detail. Okay. But this is what I wanted you to get. When we're talking about radical responsibility, I'm going to hope, I'm going to set the intention that you're going to get off this call tonight and you're going to feel better than ever about how much power you have. Not that you're going to feel like Amy Lee yelled at me for an hour and told me that, it was my fault. This is not about fault. This is about who has the ability to make the shift. Okay. So, what is one thing you wish that you felt more in control of in your business? Take a moment, think about something that seems to be out of your control, something that you wish was different. Okay. You can private message them to me if you don't want anyone to see it. If you're brave and you want to put it out there, you're more than welcome to do that as well. But I want to hear from you. What is one thing you wish you felt more control of in your business? More sales, the amount of customers coming in, sales. Anything else? There's an awful lot more of you. Getting customers and keeping them, more community, better money management, recruiting, sales, customers being consistent, and sales. Okay. Oh, hello. Okay, so these are all examples. Yeah, right. These are all examples of things that you wish you felt more control of in your business. Okay. You feel like the control for those things is outside of you. Now, incidentally, a lot of you guys said sales, right? Have you ever thought of like the chain restaurant in your town, right? Do you think that the owner of that restaurant or the person who's the manager at the time is standing outside of your local Chili's or your TGI Fridays, waving their arms back and forth in front of the building, going, "Come on, we're open." No. Why not? Why is it that they don't sit around all day worrying that they're going to have sales? Think about that. Why are they not going, "Gosh, I hope we have people come in today"? How come they just know that people are going to come in? More viewers to gain consistent sales. Okay. Because they have a brand. Yep. Because people know who they are. Because they've done the legwork to be noticed. And because they let people know what it is that they have. Yep. Advertising. They let people know what it is that they have. You're hungry. We have food. Right? They've done a lot of that front work. So they don't worry about sales. So if you think about it, and this is just to pull something out of the air, if you think about if sales is something you're worried about, I don't have control over sales. Well, now pretend you're the manager of the Chili's. I don't have control over how many people come in today. You're right, you don't. But you know what? The company has put in the legwork to make sure people know what you sell, to make sure people know you're open, know your specials, know the things that you specialize in, right? So in a way, they are empowered to have sales because there's something there controlling the sales. Now you may say, okay, well, we don't have that. Well, sure you do. You've got a personal brand. You can tell people what you do. You can tell them why they want it. You can do that all day long. Well, I can't be guaranteeing that those are going to bring in sales. Neither can Chili's. But for some reason, every Friday night, there's a wait in that place, isn't there? You don't go in there and it's like, "Oh, sorry, we can seat you right now." You got to take that little beeper thing outside, right? So that's just an example of moving, of shifting that energy. So defining radical responsibility. Radical responsibility is, ready for this? The ability to respond. Response ability. Ability to respond. Radical responsibility is owning your mindset, knowing that you're the only one who's in charge of how you see things, owning your actions, and owning your results. If things don't happen the way that you need them to, you keep going. Michelle, not to put you on the spot, but to put you on the spot, when you were first starting Bomb Party, when you were just getting your business started, and tell me if I'm wrong, were there times when you had to do 3, 4, 5, 6 lives a week in order to make the numbers that you wanted to have so you could make the money you wanted it to have?
Oh, certainly. Certainly. I had a light bulb moment where I was only going live once a week, and I was like, why is this not happening for me? And then I realized I need to be more present. I needed to stand out. And the only way to do that is to get that FaceTime.
Yeah. Yeah, you weren't able, you weren't available to hear, "Oh, sorry, there's just not enough sales." You were like, "Whoa, there is a sea full of people that have their arms out wanting this product. I would be remiss if I wasn't out there." I mean, you guys have the most incredible opportunity with TikTok that you can literally go out into the marketplace at any time and there are people waiting to purchase that product. There are millions upon millions of people that are waiting to purchase the product. For the first time in direct sales history, you don't have to completely knock on doors, pound the pavement, find people. You can find customers that specifically follow the algorithm for what you're selling. That this is a time that is very different than other times. Okay. So if you have the product and you have the time, the only person that you're cheating by not using that time is you. It's you. Well, I have other things going on. Absolutely. But that's when at the end of the month, when you say, "Well, I didn't get the sales." Well, the people that are buying all the stacks or whatever don't see you as a reliable source that you're going to be the one that gets the product first thing, right? And so you're not on their short list of people to follow because you haven't created that community, you haven't created that trust. And again, that's not for everybody. I know some of you guys have day jobs, babies. I'm just saying, like, these are examples of how you can change this, okay? Embracing solutions instead of excuses. Now, again, I'm not telling you this as someone who hasn't done these things. And I'm not saying that everything that I did was completely aligned. For example, after I had my fourth child, I was on a live, standing up, selling product within 4 hours of having my baby. I highly do not recommend that. That's the level of commitment I had. And again, not anything that I would recommend. But I had goals. There were things that I wanted, and that was what I saw as the path to get there. I know it's insane. I'm telling you, I've grown up a lot, believe me. Yeah, exactly. If you want it bad enough, you work around those things. You work around having two small children and having hyperemesis where your entire pregnancy you're throwing up. One time, I accidentally double booked parties. I had to split my inventory in half. I was almost in labor, and I literally had to make Facebook groups and put half of my inventory in one group and half of it in the other while I was having Braxton Hicks trying to take care of two small children in the middle of Alaska. And again, that's not to pat me on the back, that's to show you what's possible, like how far you can push yourself if you need to. And if you don't need to, that's okay too. Oh, it was serious dedication. So, what radical responsibility is not? It's not taking on what isn't yours. Okay. AKA team drama or customer decisions. Meaning, if somebody on your team isn't happy, it's not your responsibility to fix that. Not even if they're your downline. It's not your responsibility. Their actions, their emotions are their responsibility. Raise your hand or tell me in the chat if that is a weight off your shoulders, that I just gave you permission not to babysit your team's emotions. I had a team of 10,000 people, and I had to figure out really quickly that there would always be someone in my DMs if I didn't create boundaries. And luckily, my leaders were very good about that. But if I let them, people would take up my time 24 hours a day, not because they weren't lovely, because they had issues. And I felt because I was the leader that I was in charge of those issues. Okay. But the truth was, there was nothing I could do. They were the only ones who could respond. Of course, there were outliers. There were some times when they needed me to act on their behalf, and I always did. Okay. All right. Also, blaming yourself unnecessarily, right? Like that is not radical responsibility either. If something isn't your fault, it doesn't mean that the buck stops with you. It's only about recognizing where you have the power to take action. It is different than saying it's my fault. Fault doesn't do anything. Okay. Now, what we're talking about here with radical responsibility is we're moving from what's called to me consciousness. Everything happens to me. The world is against me, to by me consciousness. Okay. We're moving from I have no power because it's all outside of me to I'm every woman. It's all in me, right? Like Whitney Houston. It's all in me. I'm the one who has the power to decide how I respond. Taking a break for a second, how is this jiving for you guys? What are your thoughts so far? How are you feeling? Are you feeling empowered? Are you feeling called out? Are you feeling like this is making sense for you? This is a message that you needed. I just want to double check and kind of see how people are feeling and make sure that everybody's not called out. But good, good. Okay. Yeah, this isn't about making you guys feel bad. This is about showing you that it's all in your hands. It genuinely is. Between your mindset and the actions you take, I'm telling you right now, I had a team. I created a program inside of my team where I told that because they were all trying all these different direct sales and whatever. And I said, listen, give this one 100% of your time for the next 90 days and we'll triple your sales. And they did. And they did. And it's because of that piece, that radical responsibility. When they recognized that they could create everything they desired simply by rewriting that reality, by taking that radical responsibility, the whole thing shifted for them. And this is kind of what's happened with Michelle, right? Michelle, when I first met Michelle, was when she first got into Bomb Party. I mean, she was brand new. She was super burnt out at her regular job, and she was brand new to Bomb Party. And she would never have been in a position to coach with me. It was years later, after dabbling in some of my programs and things like that she came to me, and she had flipped from this person who was like, this happens, to I make it happen. And that's the person you see before you, the person who got supermodel gorgeous to get on this call at 8 o'clock on a Sunday, right? Like that is who you guys have for a leader. And I am very particular about who I work with on a one-on-one basis. And I will go on record and tell you that Michelle is absolutely one of my favorite people because she does not make excuses. I call her out for things and she's like, yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. And then what does she do? She fixes it. And by the next time we talk, she's higher and higher and higher. It's pretty magical to watch. So we took a lot of time on that slide, but I really want you to understand what I mean by radical responsibility. I mean, you're in a position to move, okay, as opposed to being the victim of something that you have no control over. You're not in a cage. Nobody changed all your passwords. You didn't get your e-wallet stolen, right? Like none of these things are out of your control. Every single one of them is inside.
So if I can just interject for a moment,
Yeah.
I just want to validate though, having those victim feelings, that is human.
Yeah,
That
absolutely.
is so human, but this is part of your personal growth journey that I want all of you to embrace because this is the kind of stuff what Amy Lee is teaching. This is next level stuff, and all of you are ready for it. I see it in all of you. So,
Yeah, that's a really good point. Yeah, this is not the conversation that you have with the person sitting next to you at the DMV. Absolutely. Michelle and I carefully curated this conversation because you guys are ready for it, because you are rock stars, because you all have the ability to create the business that you desire, not from a place of manipulation, not from a place of doing anything that's out of integrity, but from recognizing your power to create and create for those who want it. I'm not saying that you should go sell these to, people that will never use them. Like, we're not talking about any kind of manipulation here, okay? I'm not one of those people getting on here and telling you to go sell a million, costume jewelry to women in nursing homes or something like that. Like, there's no underlying message of manipulation here. This is about you tapping into and understanding your own power to create your reality. So in direct sales, your success is tied to how consistently and intentionally you show up. Okay. Radical responsibility helps you cut through the distractions and focus on what you can control: your effort, your attitude, and your follow up. Okay. So your effort obviously is whether you actually put any work into the business. All of you guys, when you onboard, Michelle gives you a whole bunch of stuff. I know because I helped her build some of it, and a really incredible, comprehensive onboarding procedure. You guys know what's expected of you. And again, when I say expected of you, I don't mean per Michelle. I mean in order to have success, because she has built a success path for everybody. That gives you, it's like giving you the answers. It's like, here it all is in the back of the book, right? And again, I know things come up. I know limiting beliefs happen. I'm not in any way calling anyone out or saying like you're not doing enough. I'm just telling you, like, these are the building blocks for what you want to create. So if you don't show up on the lives that she does on Sunday nights and she's teaching some really important thing, or she's doing some mindset work, and then you don't have access to that information, that is something that you're responsible to be able to have if you wanted it, right? If there's a new training of a new process in Bomb Party and you guys decide, oh, I'm not going to go, or you don't go live TikTok, or whatever the case may be, that is a direct correlation to what your results are going to be like. Your attitude. Obviously, attitude goes a long way. I remember some doozy launches, y'all. I mean, absolutely, you would not believe the ridiculousity, that's not even a word, I'm making it one just for this reason, that we went through. And some people were so negative, and some people were so positive, and I was kind of in the middle. But what I didn't do was I didn't let that trickle down to my team. I told my husband, told my mom, sometimes I told my cat, but my attitude and my belief that things would get better or they'd get made right made such a difference in how my overall experience was, right? For example, let me see. Okay, so there was one launch that we had that we were so excited for, and a bunch of people saved up a ton of money. We went for the launch, and once they took our money, they told us that they had miscalculated and a whole bunch of us weren't getting that product. But don't worry, you were going to get store credit. Well, that thing was gone, and we didn't want to buy the other stuff in the store. And we were furious. Like, what do you mean? You're just going to take my money? We can't get a refund? Like, it was absolutely insane. And I remember thinking to myself, it was a Friday night that we found this out. I can spend the whole weekend being pissy about this, or I can not let it bother me. I'm going to play a game with myself and just serve my customers, talk to my team, hang out with my family, and I'm just going to play a game and pretend this didn't even happen. Well, sure enough, other people, God love them, complained so much. People threatened to call the Better Business Bureau. By Monday, my money was already in my account. I didn't have to take up my energy and my space. I didn't have to bring my customers down. There were a couple people that said, hey, I heard about this thing that happened with the launch. Oh yeah, they'll get it straightened out. I'm not worried about it. When inside it was like, oh my God. And it was a lot of money. It was a lot. It was like in five figures, you guys. It was a lot of money. So I say that to tell you that you get to decide how you feel. Okay. It's like, have you ever had a fight with your partner? And it's like, sometimes you just get mad because you can, because you just want to, because you're just like not like you want to pick a fight, but kind of you want to pick a fight. And it's like, if you think about the end of your life when you've been with your partner and you're going to say goodbye, like, do you want to go back and have those couple of moments and be like angry? Or do you want to like soak those moments up and be like, yeah, you pissed me off, but I love you. I'm not going to give you the silent treatment, right? There's that energy of the attitude. And I know that's kind of grim, but that's where my brain went. It's what you get when you have an ADHD coach. And of course, follow up, you guys. Follow up is big. Oh my gosh, you were at my live the other night. We had so much fun. Am I going to see you tonight? We're giving away blah blah blah. Or tonight we're doing this. I would love to see you there. That's not cold messaging. That's nurturing. That's making Sally feel like you are glad that she comes to your lives, that she matters. Some of the people that show up on your lives come because you make them feel like they matter. And so when you get that opportunity to follow up with them and, oh my gosh, did you get a chance to wear your necklace yet? I need to see a picture of it on you. Oh, you were supposed to show me that little black dress you were going to wear it with. And it's not out of integrity, you guys. You genuinely care. And that's what's going to make the difference for you with these customers wanting to come back, wanting to shop with you because you genuinely care about them. This is a business of community. I want to see how beautiful you look in that. I love you guys are in direct sales. And so you think like, oh, I have a different thing than the coaches do. Well, kind of, but you're still a transformation. You're helping people move from not feeling beautiful to feeling beautiful, to not having something to wear with that outfit to having something to wear with that outfit. You are absolutely creating a transformation, right? She may be a person who says, oh gosh, I've always wanted to have a big chunky cocktail ring. And when I have a chunky cocktail ring, I'm going to feel like the belle of the ball. I'm going to feel like the prettiest girl in the world. And then she gets one and you helped her get into that aspirational identity. Do not underestimate the transformational power that you have in this business. I mean, I've seen it myself. I know when I got my first stacks and I just looked at it on my arm and how sparkly it was, I was like, oh, this is fantastic. Okay. So I want you to imagine your sales or your recruiting goals, whatever they are, how much money you want to make, how many people you want on your team. I want you to close your eyes. And I want you to think about what would it look like if you gave 100% ownership to making that happen. If you just decided, just like you would if your kid needed a medicine or your dog or your house needed a piece because it was falling off, how would it look if you gave 100% ownership to making that happen? Not what was launching, not what your team was doing, not whether or not the Facebook algorithm was working. What if you took it upon yourself and said, I have all of the power to decide whether this happens? What would it look like? Share with me in the comments when you come out of your little meditation. I've been following it up and it makes a difference. Making friends. Yes, I love that. So many things to keep track of on the screen. What would that look like? Like it's what is it? The 24th of the month? And I've still got $600 for my goal for the month, and I'm going to make it happen. I don't know how yet, but I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to figure it out. If I have to go live 4 times a day, that's what I'm going to do. And not because somebody else has that goal for me, because I have that goal. Because maybe that $600 is what I calculated that I need for Christmas shopping. Maybe my child needs a root canal, right? This isn't about arbitrary goals. This is about goals for a purpose. Growing my community and being able to buy collections as well as pay specific bills from, yeah, building community, building community. I love that. Yeah. Yeah. I'll tell you right now, the people who purchase this stuff, they're all about community. I was on somebody's launch party tonight and it was a lot of BP peeps. So if those of you saw me on there, hi, hello, this is me. Um, and the community aspect was so powerful. There were people that were watching the community. Lives with ease. Yeah. Yes. Being home. Taking days off without worrying, having a tribe that will support each other. Oh, guys, all of this is positive, right? This is beautiful. That's what it looks like when you have radical responsibility. It's not negative. It's not everybody will be mad at me if I don't reach my goals. None of you are saying that. I might actually meet them. Go figure. Something to think about. Okay. So common mindset blocks when it comes to radical responsibility are, specifically with direct sales, are, well, I'm bothered. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to move you guys all at the bottom. There we go. Oh, it's not letting me. I can't read underneath. Hold on. Come on, little thing. Oh boy, that's not helpful. Where did my... Just trying to be able to see. All right, hold on. Stop share. Reshare? Nope, that's the wrong one. All right, technical difficulties, you guys. Give me a second. This is one thing I hate about having so many different windows. Where did it go?
Um,
Yeah, I was going to say talk, Michelle.
are your tabs on overload again?
Yeah, and I actually have a software that's supposed to be managing them, which you would think would be managing them, but of course it's not because I'm on the spot here. Okay, first let's lower this hand. All right, and now let's find, nope, screens. Ah, are we back?
Yes.
Yay. All right, I'm gonna try one more time to move this dumb thing. Not gonna let me move, huh? I don't know. Whatever. Okay. So fear of rejection, I'm bothering people, right? Like I don't want to keep talking about my direct sales business because I don't want to bother people. Okay. Blaming circumstances. The market is saturated. There's too many people doing this already, waiting for others. I'll succeed once I have better leads, right? When I get more sales, I think some of you guys were saying. Hold on, just read in the comments. I love you. Those are, yes, you should see the tabs. It's a lot of tabbing. Okay. And then I added this one into helplessness. My team isn't performing. Well, I want to make XYZ rank, but the girls on my team aren't performing, right? How many people have ever said that? Who's guilty of that one?
Mhm.
Yeah, I have a lot. I have a lot of tabs. I do. So there are lots of ways to look at this and say, yeah, it's out of my control. There's no way. But then how do people like Michelle and how do people that are making, eight figures in this business and another business, how do they do it? What do they have that you don't have? The answer is radical responsibility. There is no not doing it. It's like me in Alaska, right? With my husband. You got to figure out how to make $4,000. Had no idea how I was going to do that. Absolutely no idea. But I did not have the luxury of not doing it. Okay. Right. So, how we're shifting it. Reframe the fear. I'm offering value. I'm not bothering anyone. If somebody walks into, say, Kate Spade, right? And somebody comes in and they say, "Oh, what are you looking for?" Well, I was just kind of browsing. Can you imagine someone being offended by that? I mean, not like when you walk into Bath and Body and they're like, and we have this and we have this and we have that, like that is offensive. But when you're selling a product, somebody has a choice to buy it or not. But what if they don't even know you sell it? Michelle, have you ever had an experience where maybe at the very beginning where you didn't talk about Bomb Party and then someone you knew signed up with someone else because they didn't know you sold it?
Yes.
Yeah.
And it's happened in some different ways too, whereas like I knew someone was interested and we had like a short little conversation and I didn't do the follow-up.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Right. And that's not, well, she wasn't ready. Well, I was, no, it's like I had the ability to respond and I didn't. And
Hmm.
that is what sets you apart from a lot of leaders in the space. So focusing on what you can do. The market has space for me because I bring something unique. Every one of you has your own personal brand in Bomb Party or in whatever direct sales company you're in, if you're watching this from somewhere else. You have your own personal brand. You have the thing that makes you you. You have the thing that makes your unique take special. Okay. You guys are all squirrels, right? So you have this whole squirrel vibe. You bring something special to the brand. Anybody can go on, I don't know, Temu or something, and I'm sure that there's some kind of knockoff version of jewelry and a bath bomb that they could buy, but they don't. They buy from you. So it's not just about the product, it's about you too. And of course, taking initiative. I create opportunities instead of waiting for them. A lot of you guys wear your jewelry out in public, when you wear your jewelry. Oh my gosh, I love that. Oh, you know what? You're not going to believe this, but I'm actually part of this company where we do jewelry reveals. Here's my card, or here's my QR code. I would love for you to come and be my guest on one of my lives sometime, and I can show you all about the process. Like, hello, opportunity. Okay, so this is how we're shifting it. And you guys might be like, I mean, I know this stuff, but like it's so hard to put it into practice. Yeah, it is. And you know what? That's what separates the wheat from the chaff. That's what separates the people in MLM who never make it very far and end up going out of business and the people who make millions of dollars. That's the difference. Okay. My son today proclaimed that he no longer wants to study breakdancing. He's 10. I was like, oh, why? It's like, well, I don't really have access to any music and there's nobody to teach me and I haven't even learned yet. I was like, oh, yeah, those are good reasons to quit. But you know what? There are people that aren't going to quit because of that. And those people are going to be the best. There are millions of reasons that you can come up with why this business isn't going to work for you, or you can make this business work for you. More things in the chat, the more you talk about it. Yeah. Yeah. And again, guys, you have Michelle as evidence. You have diamonds as evidence. You have people, and Michelle's right there, by the way, you guys. She's like right there. But you have people who've done this. This isn't like I talked about in my last call. It's not like Roger Bannister, where people were afraid their hearts were going to explode if they ran a 4-minute mile. This has been done. It's been done in your company. It's been done in your team. This is not something that has to be hard for you. Yeah. Yeah, that's true, Kat. It's all mindset. I tell my kid myself all the reasons why I can't. Yeah. Okay. If we replace I can't because with how can I, this is called empowered language. When you say to the universe, and I promised Michelle I'd keep the woo on the DL, when you say to the universe, I can't do that, that is a full question. I mean, that is a full statement. There's no arguing that. I can't do that. The universe goes, your wish is my command, just like a genie. But if I say, how can I do that? How can I make that happen? There's no way I'm going to get that done. There's no way I'm going to make $2,000 by the end of the month. How could I make $2,000 by the end of the month? So I want to do something. Michelle had requested that I pull somebody out of the audience and do a little bit of NLP with you. So I'm going to pick somebody that is in a learning position. So you came to the call with your camera on, you're engaged, you're present. Mm. Raise your hand if you would like the experience of an NLP exercise with me, where I'm going to help you shift a limiting belief in real time. Kat, you're disqualified. Michelle, so are you.
Come on, guys, more than just one.
I don't even see one. Is there one?
Yeah, it's Haley.
Oh, okay.
Anyone else raising their hand? Some people have, half of you have your
Is your hand up, Crystal? I don't see your hand up. You're
Tanya
on mute.
says yes. Jody says I will.
All
Put your
right.
cameras on if you want and raise your hand so Amy Lee can see.
Oh yeah, well yeah, you can also raise your hand on the thingy.
Oh yeah, you can raise your hand on the thingy.
All right, Crystal's the first hand I see up, and then if we have time, we'll go to the second one, which was Haley, I think. Okay. All right, let's grab Crystal first. Where'd she go? She's gone. There she is. All right,
You're
Crystal.
on mute. Hold on. You're
Hello.
muting. You're muted. There you are.
Yeah, I'm so bad at Zoom.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, tell me a limiting belief that you currently have about your business that you would like to shift. Something that you genuinely believe that you're like, "Oh, I wish I did not believe this."
I would say that my limiting belief right now with my business is that and it's true, but it's messing with me that my inconsistency is hurting my business. And I don't know if that would classify as like a limiting belief, but every time I go live, I just feel that every time.
Okay. So when you say your inconsistency, you mean not going live on a consistent basis.
Yes.
Okay. And so what's your definition of harming or hurting your business? Like, what's the definition of that for you?
So it would be, that short list of shoppers that you were talking about, where when collections come out, people know who they're going to go shop with. I've lost that with a few people in my community,
Okay.
them being consistent.
Sure. And if you were to know, what do you think is the bottleneck between you being more consistent?
Myself, my
What
life.
specifically about yourself?
Um, just too many hands in pots right now. Too many things happening. Life, kids, trying to work, trying to do everything all the
Okay.
time.
Let's hop into the quantum field for a moment and let's flip the script and let's pretend that we're talking to the crystal that did do the consistent things. She shows up consistently. She's making money hand over fist. She's getting ready for the next reward, the next promotion. Okay. Can you kind of tap into the energy of her for a moment for me? Do you notice how just in that moment, while you were tapping into her, what's the first thing your body did?
It relaxed.
It exhaled, didn't it?
Yeah.
It let go.
Yep.
Because there is a connection for you between your power. When you go live, you know you're going to make money. And what does that money afford you for your life that would alleviate some of the pots and pans that your hands are in?
It would alleviate me the ability to stay home,
Okay. What else?
the ability to pay my bills,
What else?
the ability to buy collections, the ability to breathe.
Mm-hmm. And how quickly would that shift affect you? Like, would it take 90 days for that to make a difference? How quickly would that income rise for you to start showing up consistently in your business?
As like an actual thing, or like in my, like what I would picture.
Like, let's say that that's your life and you're
Mhm.
there. In
Mhm.
order to the bridge to get there, how quickly from I never get a chance to go live because I have all these things to I'm prioritizing going live, how quickly would that money situation shift for you?
Probably within 30 days, if not sooner.
Minimum 30 days. I mean, maximum
Minimum. Yeah,
30,
I would say
right?
minimum, just so you can kind of like look at the month and
Yeah,
determine.
right. So the thing that you're not doing that and then let's not even talk about the shame that you have about it, because I can feel that dripping off of you. Why can't I just? Why won't I just? If I could only. So what if we could take all of that, sweep it all away simply by installing this one shift of being consistent? What would that do for you and so the consistency would make you more money. It would rise your self-esteem because you'd feel like you were doing the things. You'd be able to have an incredible Christmas for your kiddos. Your bills would be paid. You'd get to exhale, which we just saw you do when you shifted into that energy. Yes. The only thing that would be the caveat would be in the meantime, for maybe 3.5 weeks, it might be a little touch and go. Would it be worth it to be a little touch and go at the beginning if the end result was you having the kind of success that you had once upon a time with money, people that are literally right outside your energetic field waiting to pay you, right? And you're saying, no, I can't because I have to be stressed.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, what would be one tiny little commitment you could make right now in front of all these people? one tiny step in the consistency direction that you could go?
I mean, showing up when you're saying you're going to show up. I mean, put the put the live schedule out there and stick to it no matter what. I mean, normally I try to go live on Sunday nights, and I was like, Amy Lee's on. I'm not going live tonight, guys. I was like, the team meeting is very important to me. I want to be present for that, so
But the team
putting that
meeting's at
boundary
8.
in.
The team meeting's at 8. You could go live
Yeah,
at 6. You could get the boys watching a movie, or you could you could get a little mother's helper from the elementary school, or the high school to come over and pay her $7 an hour just to be in the house while you're home. Like,
that's
there's all
true.
kinds of things you could do. I
Yeah.
mean, but what I want to know is, what is one consistent action that you're committed to take? So you're saying Sunday, doing a live Sunday no matter what?
Yes. No matter what.
Okay. Michelle, did you get that? Is there anybody else out there in the spirit of what Crystal is saying that wants to commit to doing a live on Sunday? Sunday sounds like a good day. Anybody want to add a Sunday? I don't know how to do the auctioneer voice, so I can't, but like Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
That's the football. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday.
Yeah, I know. Cat will. Okay. All right, awesome. And then if you guys do yours at different times, you can actually make friends and then watch each other's and get each other's numbers up. That'd be really cool. Yeah, definitely. Anybody else? Anybody else going on Sunday? Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. All right.
Rebecca says yes.
Okay, cool. I don't see Rebecca. I'm sorry, Rebecca. I'm not ignoring you, lovey. Rebecca. Oh, raising hand. I can't see the hands. I'm sorry, Rebecca. Hi, sweetheart. Okay. Awesome. All right. So we get the Sunday Squirrel Squad now. Crystal's in charge of it. And everybody is going to go live on Sunday in solidarity with Crystal. You do Sunday nights now. I love it, Jen. Awesome. Jen's going to be the co-captain. She's going to show us how it's done. Fantastic. Yes, yes, yes. All right. So, Crystal, do you see that your path to what you desire, the obstacle is the way?
Yes,
That it's
I
going
see
to,
it.
that not that it could get you there, but that it will get you there.
Yep.
Oh, Rebecca Ho's live every night. You go, girl. However you get it, you get it. All right. Awesome. You feeling good, Crystal?
Always.
All right.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much for being here. Bye. All right. Let's grab one more. I think I told Haley and she disappeared. Where'd she go? Oh, there she is. Okay, perfect. Let's bring her up. All right, Haley. Hi. Hello, baby.
Hi, I'm kind of new to BP, but I'm gonna do my best.
Okay, cool. What is a limiting belief you have that is keeping you from getting to your next level in your business?
Um, well, when I first started, I struggled with the fact that I was determined to sell out, and I did 3 times. But my downfall was selling out and then not having anything to go on every day like I had strived to, like I wanted to, because I want to have inventory to, keep them customers coming.
Mm-hmm.
And so my thing was every time I went live, I'd learn, I'd learn different things and I'd learn how to, just be better at it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And new people would come in. Like I seen that last time I went live. I think it was Thursday. No, was it Wednesday or Thursday? Wednesday or Thursday, had went live and I had got the new bracelets in and I had sold out and it was just like I realized that my vibe was bringing more people in.
Yeah.
And my consistency to sell out, like to want to sell out, it just kicked in.
Yeah. Absolutely. So where would you say that limiting belief might be? Or do you feel like you already got it?
I feel like I have that belief. I feel like I have faith in myself, but I feel like what I need to do is focus on not trying to sell out so fast. That way I can bring more customers in every day.
Okay, so can you order more product if you sell out fast?
Yes, but see with me, I only strictly touch my BP wallet because I'm so small and I'm a mom of three. So I strictly just touch my BP wallet and try to put back into everything I order. So when I sell out, I strictly just like as soon as I sell out or as soon as, people are buying from me, I'm immediately putting back into inventory, waiting on, the packages to be here. And as soon as the package is here, I'm like, okay, I'm going live, you know?
Okay, so your limiting belief is that if you sell out too soon, your customers will dry up because you don't have enough inventory to keep them happy?
Well, no, I don't feel like that. I feel like if I had more inventory, maybe it would bring in more customers. And I guess that's me, my overthinking is that I feel like, oh, well, if I don't have enough inventory, maybe I'm not going to get new customers, you know? Or maybe I'm not gonna, maybe just the same customers are going to come to me. Maybe I won't like
Mm,
succeed in my business and go as far as I want to.
gotcha. Have you ever patronized a small business? Never? You've
No,
never
this
gone
is
to
my
like,
first time. This is my first time ever.
oh no, patronize means like, have you ever bought from one? You've never gone to a lemonade stand?
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh, you mean like a business? Yeah, yeah, yeah. I actually support a lady who I know who has a small business who just started. So,
Hmm.
yeah, I have, yes.
Does she have like a warehouse the size of your neighborhood full of product?
Not that big, but she has probably a basement full of product.
Okay. A basement full. How about, have you ever gone to like the book fair at school or like one of those little vendor shows where there's only like a booth full of stuff? Did you ever look around and go, oh, you don't have that much stuff. I'm not even going to bother looking? No. So one of the really cool things about Bomb Party that I love is that it's kind of like an adventure. It's an adventure from the moment that you jump on the live, you get to know the person, you see how they set up their space. There's like a whole ethos that goes along with every seller. The brand is so much more than just what they call their shop, right? Some of them have twinkle lights, some of them have their shelves full of stuff, some of them are very flamboyant, some of them are more snippety and snarky, some of them have more of a dark vibe, some of them are more sunshiny vibe. But like you're almost like when you go into a live, you're going into the world of that person, yeah? So another thing about Bomb Party is that people are here for the experience. Nobody wakes up in the morning and goes, you know what? I'm not going to make it through the day if I don't buy something from Bomb Party. It's entertainment and it's something fun. So could you create the belief in yourself that some people just want to jump on the live to hang out with you? Just want to jump in the live to feel like they're not alone. What about the person that may be having ideations or something, heaven forbid, and when they chat with you in your sunshiny voice, that's the thing that keeps them from feeling those feelings? What if you get to be that person for someone? What if one day you go live and just talk about how hard it is to be a mom of a brand new baby? And that gives some other mom so much confidence, so much understanding. You know, one of the things that a lot of influencers are doing now, they're making reels and they're showing their real life. They're showing the laundry piles and the dishes piled up. And what if you got to just be a person who showed people that you can be a hot mess and a mom of a baby and also do this business? What if that's what your ethos was? Like, I'm the hot mess mom. Like when you come in here, there might be spit up on my arm, but like we're doing this. It's not just about the product. Of course, the product is where the money comes from, but the money also comes from the community, right? And so if you're building the community, then all you do is add water, right? Add the product, literally, bubbly, fizzy water. So you'll get to a point where you make a lot of, and then you can invest more and you can go live longer. And eventually you'll get to a point where you can have as much inventory as you want. But people don't come for the inventory, they come for you. Does that make sense?
That makes a lot of sense. I guess I just didn't see it that way. I mean, I seen that like my vibe was bringing people in, but I guess I didn't see it the way that you're saying that I should see it. Like people come to hang out because, they love what they see. They
Yeah.
love the
I mean,
vibes that
it's
they're
the
catching.
experience. It's the experience. If I wanted to, I could go on Amazon and buy a bag of 200 costume jewelry rings, but I don't get you. I don't get Michelle. I don't get the sparkly water. I don't get the flamingo and the hamster. I don't get the dancing. I don't get the scoop of stuff. Like, I don't get any of that. I don't want that. I don't get the excitement of not knowing what I'm gonna like, oh, I wonder what this is. I don't get to be like revealing diamonds. None of that. Right? It's like the difference between going out to eat and like getting takeout. Have you ever like gotten like your favorite meal from your favorite restaurant at takeout? It's like such a letdown. You're like, wow, glad that you put my butter for my sweet potato in this little tiny plastic ramekin, and my steak is like this hunk of meat. And then they're like, throw the asparagus next to, it's like not the same experience. You breathe life into the brand. You can quote that, Michelle. Does that help? Okay. All right. Moving on with my little presentation. I'll go faster because I kind of got a little sidetracked there. All right. So, daily intentional habits. Set clear goals every day. 5 reach outs for people that already bought things, 2 follow-ups, hey, I know that you were on the live last time. Just want to make sure that you're making it a point to be there tonight because I'm really excited to share this reveal of this new product, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever, however you want to do it. Using a planner to track actions, not just results. What gets measured gets improved. There's an M word for that. I never remember it. So rather than sitting there, what gets measured something. So using a planner to track those actions, right? Like how many people were on the live? Okay, I'm shooting for 10% more in 2 weeks or whatever. I'm looking for 1 more order by 2 lives from now, right? We're planning, we're looking at these things, and it's so fun too. You get yourself a really gorgeous planner, which of course mine's on the other side of the divide. Marshall sometimes has them on sale, super cute, and just like play with it, like put fun stuff in there. This is what I wanted. This is how, this is what I was hoping for. Habit trackers and, those kind of things. Like that's something that you can absolutely do. I'm going to drink water every day. Like put that in there too. You know what I mean? It's not just this. So, personal accountability. End each day with this question. Did I do everything I could to move closer to my goals today? Did I do everything I could? If I didn't, I've still got time, right? And there's lots of beautiful different things that you can do. We could talk about this ad nauseum, and maybe someday I'll come back and we'll talk about that. But you might not need that when you see what I have at the end. Okay. Develop emotional agility. When challenges arise, ask, what is in my control right now? I told you guys about the thing where they sucked $10,000 out of my account, and then they were like, oh, you can buy this other crap that's been sitting around. And I was like, no, right? But I didn't have anything I could do about it. That money was gone until it wasn't. What was one small action I could take? I got off my computer. I stopped listening to the team complain. I went and had dinner with my family. My husband makes the most incredible béarnaise sauce for steak. I'm like jonesing for it as we speak. Okay. Lead with ownership. Model radical responsibility in your team, right? Show them this. I will tell you right now, it's interesting. The type of people that come to me for one-on-one coaching is a very specific, empowered individual, because I talk about this so much that if you want to be the victim, if you want to be the one that this happens to me, I'm not going to be your mentor. You're not going to want to work with me because I'm going to trigger the heck out of you. Okay. So you get to do that too. You get to train your team. You get to train them to look for solutions instead of looking for ways to complain. If you don't absorb that, they're going to stop doing it. And this is something that Michelle and I worked on at the beginning. There were people, you know, it doesn't matter who they are, that had this situation. Michelle was like, oh, you know, this person's complaining and this is happening. And I'm like, you don't have to take any of that. None of that. And now you see this incredible leader before you. I mean, this was years ago. You guys were probably still like in high school. But my point, though, is that she has come so far and it's for this reason. Yeah, they're life suckers and they don't mean it. They're not doing it to be jerks. But if you take it, they will dish it. Okay. So, what's one habit or practice you're going to commit to this week? We called Crystal out. She's got a brand new live in her schedule. Everybody on team Squirrel Sunday or whatever I said, Squirrel Squad Sunday is going to join with her. And you guys are all going to get together in a little groupie group and cheer each other on. Right. And if you guys want to pick a different day, you know, the Monday people, like whatever you want to do, Michelle can be in charge of that. But I think it will be helpful for you to all group together and rally and be like, and then you can go in this chat and say, oh, I really don't want to do it today. I really don't want to go live. And then someone can say, I know, but remember, and you're going to have this and you're going to have, like, you guys can cheer each other on until you're at a place where you can just do it yourself. DIY motivation. Yes. I love that. Staying positive, spreading positivity, showing positivity on lives and lives for the product. Yes, your energy is contagious. I'll tell you right now, when I'm in my highest vibe, people will come from the ends of the earth to work with me. Like when I'm in my highest vibration, it doesn't matter what I'm selling because people are like, I don't even know what you do. I don't even know what you do and I want it. I just want to be with you. And people are going to want to be with y'all too. And that's what's different. Being more optimistic. I love that. Okay. So to recap, radical responsibility is about owning your power. It's about recognizing when you're in power and when you're out of your power. When you move from your power, there's umpteen ways it can go. When you move out of your power, then there's no way that you can affect any change, right? You think about the mom who picks up her car when it's on top of her kid. Can you imagine somebody saying, oh, well, I just got my nails done? No. Or I don't know if I'm going to be able to lift that car. Or, well, I've never lifted a car before, and there's probably someone who's better at lifting cars than me. No, it's boom, it's in the air, and you're snatching that kid out from underneath it, right? Superhuman strength that you summon. Okay. Mindset plus actions equals results. When you believe that you're going to create it and you do the things you need to do, you cannot help but win. Success is inevitable. I know this. I've done it. Crystal's done it. Michelle's done it. A bunch of you have done it. You've been there before. You know what it's like when you reveal diamonds. You know what it's like when you sell out. You know what it's like when you have a $5,000 party or a $2,000 party or a $1,000 party or a $500 party. You felt it, you know it, you feel it. You've been there. The fact that you second guess it when it's already happened is your mind playing tricks on you. It's a glitchy program, right? It's like when your car says the check engine light's on and then you take it to the dealer and they're like, there's nothing wrong with it. And you're like, well, then why won't the light go off? Well, I don't know. The computer says there's nothing wrong with it. It's a button that's stuck and you get to work on unsticking the button. Okay. And small, consistent action leads to big outcomes. This is pretty obvious. Crystal, going live consistently on Sundays. People can set their watch to your Sunday lives. You're absolutely going to make more money. Absolutely. And come, you know, the good weather again, you're not going to have to be in a situation where you have to take a job that sucks the life out of you. You're going to be like, I don't have to do any of that. I make $2,000 a week. Easy. I just have to sit home and play with pretty things. Like, the money is there. Those people are waiting. You just have to connect to them and they will buy this stuff. You're a pro. You're an all-star. Just freaking do the thing. Get out of your own damn way. Crystal's like, Amy Lee is the only person who activates me like that. I know. I love you. You have everything you need to create success, you guys. You really genuinely do. Start with the stuff you can control, and the rest of it's going to follow. Okay. Over the next 24 hours, I want you to take one bold action that moves you towards your goal, something that you couldn't believe that you would do, and share it with Michelle, your accountability partner. Something that's so outside the lines of something you'd normally do. Doesn't mean it has to be out of integrity. Please don't make it out of integrity. Doesn't mean it has to be flashing everybody on a live. Nobody's telling you to go streak in the neighborhood. One bold action. And you'll know what it is. Your intuition is just chomping at the bit right now in this conversation. Trust me. Something's already coming to you. You don't even have to share it with me. Okay. Maybe it's going live at a completely weird time. Maybe you're going to go live at 5 in the morning. Make yourself a cup of coffee before the kids even get up. For the insomniacs on the East Coast, West Coast. Okay. The best way to predict the future is to create it. So that is my presentation. But before you go, if you're looking for a little bit more accountability, I got permission from Michelle to share this with you. I just created a new offer that I want to tell you about. It's called Embodied Authority, and it's all about stepping into the woman that you want to become in alignment with your goals, your dreams, and your inner authority. So what we're going to work on in this community specifically is creating rituals and routines that support you in showing up as your next level self. Okay. It's for women who want to shift from life happens to me to I create my life. This offer is something that I created that you can do inside of what you're already doing. It's not, there's content in there to inspire you. Sometimes I'll go in there and do lives, maybe some meditations. That's why I think that this would be a really good fit for a lot of you. If you just want to get a taste of my energy on a daily basis, if you just are like, oh, Amy Lee, activate me, and you just want a little shot in the arm on a daily basis, or mostly daily basis, I have an open heart in human design. So the idea of doing anything every single day literally makes me terrified. So mostly every day, but like I reserve the right that some days I might not be there, but you'll be getting a lot out of it. This is about reclaiming your inner power and redefining what's possible. Okay, so this is about recognizing what it feels like to have the identity of the successful person, of the person that has what you desire. If you guys are interested, drop in the comments embodied and I will get you the link. Or you can actually, yeah, you can message Michelle if you want and she can get you the link. I'll get the link to her. If you're already working with me, I know Kat, you're already in there and I know you love it. But if you guys want to do this, I wanted it to be something that absolutely everybody could handle. There's nobody on the team that can't afford $10 a month. If they do, then they probably shouldn't be selling Bomb Party. But this is an opportunity for you to step into radical responsibility, to say, I'm going to do the thing I need to do to step into my next level. So I would love to have you guys in there, $9.99 a month, or you can pay $99 for the year and save 2 free months. Would absolutely love to have you guys. Awesome. Awesome. Okay, perfect. Let me write down some names. Actually, wait, let me see if I can grab the link real quick because that's probably easier. Give me 1 second. Are there any questions while I'm doing that? Anything that you feel like I didn't touch on that you want clarified? I know you guys are itching to get out of here. It's late, but I just want to make sure I don't leave you high and dry here. And you feel free to unmute if you want. Here we go. Got it. Nope, that is not it. Here we go. Oh, well, that's an easy link. It's embodiedauthority.com. Go figure. Oh, I'm so glad. Well, like I said, Jen, I kind of like, am MLM All-Star. So, all right, you guys, there you go. embodiedauthority.com. And you can cancel anytime, but if you grab the $99, you get those 2 months free. I would love to see you guys. I would love to hang out with you on a more regular basis. If you're on Michelle's team, you're already part of my family because Michelle only has the best. So, are there any questions? Let me know. Michelle, do you have anything you want to finish up with?
Uh, no, I really think that you said it all. I really appreciate you coming in and doing this. I hope everyone here found some value and takeaways and inspiration. Um, and this is next level. So I can't wait to see what you do with this. So I'm excited.
Sorry, I'm
Yeah.
answering comments.
Oh, you yeah. But yeah, thank you, Amy Lee. You're amazing. You're
Oh,
amazing.
you guys are amazing. Every single one of you has 100% possibility, the potential to be the top of this business. And I got to tell you, when just real quick, when I first shared this information with people who weren't even leaders on the teams in the MLM I was in, they went off and they taught this to their teams. I'm not bragging or anything, but we did become a billion-dollar company after that. And one of them came to me and said, because of what you taught me, I built a team of, I don't know, 50,000 people or whatever he built his team to. And he's like, I'll never forget what you taught me. And I don't say that to toot my own horn. I say that to tell you that it works. And I promise you, if you keep your power in front of you, nothing will ever stop you. Don't ever let anyone take your power away. Remember who you are. You'll have everything. It's the secret of life. Okay. All right, guys. Take care.
Thank you so much.
Bye.